This project was founded upon one core concept. We need a blue revolution of consciousness. It's a revolution of thought to acknowledge the damage we are causing, and a departure from a blind consumptive mentality. The facts are in, and we must act now, at this pivotal time in history. Created in 2014, this was a capstone project for graduation from Scripps Institution of Oceanography. The goal was to show threats to our ecosystems here in Hawaii. We took to the air in a doors-off helicopter to show pristine valleys and healthy reefs, as well as compromised ones. What happens on land directly affects the oceans. The early Hawaiians knew this and lived their lives dedicated to keeping this balance. That concept is now known to biologists as ridge-to-reef connectivity and was the inspiration for this film. Coral needs clean, clear, low-nutrient water to thrive and survive. We need the fish that rely on the coral for habitat, another way in which we're all intertwined. Off of West Maui, there's a special reef called Oluwalu that was home to ancient coral heads, endangered monk seals, and sea turtles. Built too close to shore, a road was threatened by rising tides and increased storm surge. A breakwall project caused massive damage. The reef now chokes and dies from this poorly planned action. We must do better. We must learn to plan ahead. This siltation, caused by land-based runoff, has taken its toll on Oluwalu Reef. Another facet of this project was to highlight the power of synergy, which is building strategic partnerships between individuals, groups, and organizations. I not only think about what I need from a project, I consider what I can offer to other groups and entities, how I can support their work. You can truly achieve great things with the currency of effort and cooperation. As a whale ecologist by training, I started to focus on a major threat to all whale kind: marine debris entanglement. For 5 years, I led reef cleanups and volunteered with NOAA on a team that tries to free animals ensnared in abandoned nets and trash. NOAA also has a research project that analyzes scarring on whales to determine what they encounter in their feeding grounds, as well as on their long, open ocean migrations. This provided an opportunity to help, as well as gain stunning footage. Every external scar on a whale tells a story. Fighting scars from male competitions, deep cuts from wraps of line or fishing gear, and propeller marks from ship strike accidents. But I knew we were also compromising their habitat on a large scale, and much of the damage was from our careless use of plastic, which accumulated in the gyres and was creating a toxic soup. I had to get out there and film it. As graduation approached, another partner appeared. In June of 2014, we boarded a 50-foot catamaran bound for the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. On this Algalita marine research expedition, we sailed over 3,500 miles and spent 47 days at sea studying and quantifying marine debris in the eastern Pacific Gyre. I bought a 4K camera and underwater housing and captured some unique footage both above and below the surface, which has been shared with many groups. What we found was deeply disturbing. Our hope is that the research we conducted and footage will be shared far and wide to open people's eyes and create the major change in consumer behavior we desperately need. Recycling is a thoughtful gesture, but what we need is a blue revolution. This IUCN conference workshop is about various techniques you can use to be a leader in digital media. Personally, for this project, it has been the power of the message that drives us forward, fueled by the spirit of cooperation we found in like-minded partners. Be attentive to opportunities around you and seek them out as necessary. Due to the nature of energy flow following intent, just by making this short video, the larger project began to gain momentum and our small team grew. We have gathered an incredible collection of 4K images, interviews with scientists, policymakers, and voices of native wisdom. Stunning underwater footage of whale sharks, manta rays, sea lions, and predatory sharks look larger than life on screen. The world needs to know these stories of the Pacific. Now we simply need assistance with post-production to bring this to the public. We humans are not blameless, nor are we helpless. We must wake from the sleepwalk of consumerism. We know the ocean drives the climate, the weather, and sustains us with protein as well as oxygen. As the president of Tahiti eloquently stated, "We grow up knowing never turn your back on the ocean. Now the ocean needs us more than ever." It's time to usher in the Blue Revolution. The title Spiral Pacific reflects our collective downward spiral, yet fuses practical suggestions to trigger a new cycle of positive change. Pressing issues like overfishing, sea level rise, and ocean acidification have one thing in common. They are caused by a single species: us. The green movement was a start, but we need strong leaders, an informed public, and you, a savvy media. What story do you have to tell? As media makers, you can share your message via blog, radio, video, or combination. Public media is a vast, often untapped resource. Let this tipping point be our turning point. Please join us. Our film is called Spiral Pacific, Exploring Ocean Ecosystem Connectivity, and information can be found at spiralpacific.org. Now I'd like to extend a few thanks to filmmaker Susan Kuchera, both a mentor and dear friend, for her invaluable collaboration and guidance. Thanks to all our partners, plus director Robert Fitzgerald, who co-produced some of the later segments of this film. We're grateful to Michael Bailey of Planet Views for this opportunity to share our work and the vision of Blue Revolution and Spiral Pacific. Thank you.